Yo, 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 what's up, familia? We're gonna go ahead and get started in the next minute. Well, minute and 30 seconds now. Super happy and grateful to have you on every here within Powerhouse University YouTube. Now, if you're a part of Powerhouse University fam, go ahead and do me a favor. Go into the chats, go into the community chats, and let people know that we're on the call. This is the call that sets out the week, okay? So you want to make sure that everybody you're connected with in the city that you're in or in the chat that you're in is tuned in because, like we always say, it's not what one person can do, but it's what we can do as a group. So this is a call that's gonna set out the week. We got some good things to go through on the charts. Make sure you have your charts ready as well. We're gonna go ahead going in the next 60 seconds now.
Pilas, pilas.
Staring out the window, changing up my point of view. Out across the border, fall into a daydream of you. But I don't wanna go if you don't wanna go there too. And I don't wanna see it if you don't wanna see this through. Until the sun meets the rise, we sleep until the morning comes. So don't you open your eyes till it's done. Until the sun meets the rise, we sleep until the morning comes. So don't you open your eyes till it's done.
All right, familia, we're going to go ahead and get started on today's Sunday Night Live. Super happy and grateful again for every single one of you guys to being on here to set out the week. But if you haven't yet in the chat box, let us know where you're tuning in from, right? So go ahead and go to the YouTube chat box and let us know where you're tuning in from. I know we're from all over different parts. And every single Sunday we hop on this session to not only just, talk on the Sunday night, but also to set everybody up for a great week. One thing that I always say is if you set yourself up before most people even start their day or think about the day, you get ahead. And that's one thing I'm really grateful here in Powerhouse is that we get ahead. We don't just do what the average person does. We decide to say, you know what? Let's look at the markets. Let's set ourselves up. Let's maybe have alert set, area set. Look at what happened last week to what can happen this week so that we're actually more prepared than most people in the markets. All right. So I love to see it. We got North Carolina. We got Reno, North Carolina, Dallas. He said Dallas Cowboys. I'm dead. Washington. Okay. I love it. I love to hear that. Keep repping your city in the chat box. But with saying that, we're going to go ahead and get things going on today's session. So just so you can have a little recap, what are the sessions that we do, kind of what we go through. We always like to start with highlighting, students, right? Highlighting the achievements that we've been able to see either for the past month or for the past weeks, whatever it is that we have. And today we don't have somebody in specific, like, person we're going to bring up, but we do have a couple things that I think is worthy to shout out for our community. So what I'm going to be doing is this, and I want to ask you guys this. Put a fire emoji if you've been seeing growth within your trading journey in some way, somehow. It's obviously can be financially, right? But it can also be your learning experience. So put a fire and emoji if you're someone that's like, yeah, like I believe in the last week, I've seen some sort of progress, right? I've gone somewhere that, maybe it's a little step forward. But I do want to shout out the people who are going above and beyond here within Powerhouse for the last either week, month, or whatever it is. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and shout out a couple of people. All right. The first individual is Jose. Jose got his first payouts. His first payout after 2 years in Powerhouse. Put some fire emojis for Jose. honestly, he's been learning the J7, and he's out there in North Carolina. Sorry, North Cali. I said North Carolina. North Cal, out there in North Cal, fam. I'm super grateful to see that because I've seen Jose, like I've seen him put the grind. Like he's the type of guy that I've seen hop on the sessions, be consistent. And shout out to the North Cali team because I know they were a good help with that because you guys have a great culture out there within the powerhouse community. So I want to shout out Jose for that. Now I also want to shout out a couple days ago, we have Kimberly get her second payout of the year on Top Step. Like, this is amazing to see. Shout out to you, Kim. I know right now she's in the cruise, so she's probably like living it up right now. Like, just I don't care, getting the extra drink, the extra steak, the extra lobster, because you're feeling good, right? After something like this as well. So shout out to you. I love to see it because I remember since the last lock-in, you've been locked in. I know you're probably not on this session, but I'm just letting you know you've been locked in. Kimberly's been locked in since the last Houston lock. And I remember I seen it, I saw it, and she's like, no, I'm gonna make this happen. And now she is. And also, shout out to the boy Vicente from North Carolina. He passed his first funded account. He did so many, he's really just been a student of the game, live trading, crypto. He's been using Zenra ideas. He's just been a student. Like literally, he's just been being a student, using the system that we have, and now he has passed his first funded account, which is super amazing. And then we've also had Austin pass his second 50K Top Step account. So these are a couple of shout outs because these people have shared their wins. I highly recommend if you have not shared your wins and you're in the Discord in Powers University, go ahead and share your wins, fam. Go ahead and go in here. You click on this, right? You go in and you do a new post, right? And you share that win, whatever it is. It can be big or it can be small. Don't be intimidated by this because if you saw your first payout or even if you transition from demo to live and it's your first win, I want to let y'all know that that is important. Like it doesn't have to be a 50K month for it to be valued, right? Every step of the journey is important and we love to share the wins. So if you're in Powers University, go ahead and share your wins in here. But shout out to every single person that we had in the last week. This is only in the last week, by the way, for the ones that have shared the wins that they've had, which is honestly amazing. That's a fire week of growth and success and consistency. And the goal is to continue to progress that over the months and to the rest of the year. So with saying that, the second thing that I want to go through real quick, something that I like to recap because some of us are new. Some of us have just started in Powerhouse. Some of us have been here in Powerhouse. And maybe are in part of the journey of the launch process, right? Getting through the beginning stages, getting through the understanding of things. So what I want to do is actually go ahead and go on here. And give you guys a little bit of what to take advantage of, right? And where, depending on where you're at. So every single one of us, obviously here in Powers University, have access to the Powerhouse Blueprint. And I want to let you know that honestly, it's been amazing. We've had some amazing people graduate from Powerhouse, freshman class to Powerhouse University. Shout out to you. And now you're in the Discord. And I highly recommend if you just transition from the freshman class to university, now to use the resources you have in the university chat to become profitable. Now, if you're here and you haven't graduated yet, I just want to make sure that you understand really the steps that is needed, right? Understanding that you're going through these videos, you're going through this understanding, but you're not just going through it like just to go through it. You're actually applying the information, all right? You're going through the orientation. You're going through the freshman progress check. You're going through the smart money basics. You're using magic, right? I don't know about you guys, but magic as an extra confirmation is fire. And we might pull that up today as well. And then even transition to a live account, which is very crucial. And also, I want to make sure that everybody here, and even if you're in Powers University and maybe you haven't done this because you just were more experienced, you want to make sure that you have all your bases ready when it comes to your portfolio, when it comes to crypto, and when it comes to stocks. Because then when you hop on sessions like this, you know what we're talking about and you know how to capitalize on it. And I don't know about you guys, but right now, is one of the best times to be an investor and to be a trader, just because there's so much volatility, but there's also so much of opportunity. Okay. So, if you haven't gone through these videos, I highly recommend it. And also, if you're in Powerhouse University, okay, if you're already in Powerhouse University, do not think that the information that we have here is something light. Okay. I highly recommend to go through things like here if you haven't already, like the tape reading system, intro to stock options to learn the basics of that. But at the same time, even going through like what is that next step, how to become a full-time trader, which is really what we have here. And that's the mission for you as well. So I did want to go through that, fam, with you guys a little bit of, congratulations, the people that have seen some growth, but also going through some steps that I believe everybody can capitalize on to any extent, beginner, intermediate, or even advanced as well. So with saying that, I actually see the boy Miguel on, bro. So how are you, my guy?
Doing blessed. How's everyone doing in here? My bad for hopping a little late. I was driving back home. My cousin got married, but we're here, locked in. Ponte las pilas. We have them on right now. And excited to be here, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm excited, bro. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since us two we ran this, bro. So I'm looking forward to it. But now shout out to you, bro, for obviously being here as well. And yeah, so really the next thing, since I now you're here, we'll go ahead and get a little bit with the charts. I have some things I'll talk about when it comes to like news and stuff. But yeah, we can kind of go through that as well. So I'll start with news a little bit, and then I'll let you pull up your charts and get things going with that. So this next segment, we like to talk about news. I want to do it a little bit differently today. Usually we do pull up forex.com, right? So like kind of like what is coming up, forexfactory.com, right? What are some things that are going up for the week? But I do want to talk about some things that happened this last week that have kind of done some interesting things in the market. So if we're just looking at forexfactory.com, just looking at what's like over out there, for CAD, we have a little bit tomorrow morning. We do have Tuesday, we have USD for retail sales. Interesting. Fed chair doesn't testifies. Okay, interesting. All that. And then we have a little bit of Euro going on, London session. And then we even have unemployment claims, manufacturing PMI, and then ending the week with some consumer settlement. But, there is some things going on, but I also want to give you guys this. It's not just what's going on here. It's like what's going on outside of what's news, right? And what's been going on is a lot of things with the war. I don't know if you guys obviously have seen that. Unfortunately, things are actually happening. But like I said this on a lot of sessions, things happen for our money reasons at the end of the day. Now, I also want to give you guys a perspective because I don't know if you guys know, but in the last, and this, I guess we'll start the chart work here. On March 30th is when we saw the indices go crazy up. Since March 30th to now, we literally see NAS, for example, go up 17%, which is really crazy in like only 2 weeks. And then I started to ask myself, what happened on that day? And that day was actually the day, and I'm gonna pull it up here. It's just not to, I'm not just saying this. These are things that are actually true. This was the day that Trump said that the what's going on in Iran is about to end in 2 to 3 weeks. And you know what's crazy? It's already been 3 weeks and it hasn't ended. I'm just saying, right? I'm not saying it's not going to end or it is, but just based off that judgment, this happened. So I'm just letting you guys know that it's not just what's on Forex Factory. It's also what's going on and what's being talked about right now. We live in the world, which is crazy, that what Trump says actually moves the market way more than any news, which is very, very interesting. But for us that understand this, we can stay ahead. So I personally am very, very interested because they also said that I know like I'm not going to break it down too much, but I know like the area where they have like the ports for like the oil, it was closed and then they opened and then guess what? It closed again. So throughout the weekend, actually, they closed it again. And we even saw oil see a small jump. And then obviously we saw indices close a little bit bearish, but I don't know. I can see some negative bearishness going into tomorrow just because of that news and the fact that like things aren't actually like finishing yet. Even though Trump is like, yeah, things are almost done, but I don't know. I always say this, it's better to actually see it happen than what somebody says is going to happen. So I did want to point that out just for this week to be very keep your eyes open about this. I'm not saying you have to like, be on like what's going on and all this, but I'm just saying pay very close attention to what is being said and think how that can affect the markets. So right now people are just believing what is being said. So if something positive is being said, then hey, but if something negative then happens, it could actually really bring down things. But also, it gives a lot of opportunity in the markets as well. So, Miguel, brother, you want to go ahead and do some markups? You good to go?
Let's run it. Give me a second. Let me close this door. My grandma has mariachi in the background. But
You're good.
let's go ahead and run it. Now, type a 7 in the chat if you guys can hear me loud and clear. 7 in the chat if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna start sharing my screen right now. Perfect. Can you guys see my screen? Gil, we good?
Yeah, you're good.
Perfect. Perfect. So, guys, you know what happens? What happened this weekend? Iran, right? Pretty much said no one's crossing anymore, something like that. And obviously that made it happen to gap down. I was expecting already this. I was like, you know what, for the market, when the market opens, it's gonna gap down and then it's gonna recover. And we'll see what happens this week. It's gonna be very interesting. I wonder if we're gonna get an all-time high with the Dow, because with NASDAQ and SPX, we do have an all-time high that happened last week. So is it gonna happen again or not? On Friday, SPX all-time high, NAS same thing, but Dow is the one lagging. So we'll see what happens in here. But before I get into this, right? I'm gonna have everyone in here. You guys can drop your markups inside the Discord or inside the Telegram chat with the freshman class. That way we can review anything that you guys are doing, okay? Are sending, and then we'll see from there. Give me a second. Okay, there you go. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Perfect. And as well, if you do drop something, please let me know here in the chat that I did drop something. Can you please go over that? I'm gonna start with the major pairs, guys, which is the dollar pairs, and this is for everyone in here because I don't think a lot of people know about this, but the major pairs, okay? Are this ones right here. And I like them a lot. Why? Because it has the dollar. The major pairs are going to be USD CHF, USD JPY, USD CAD, NZD USD, AUD USD, Euro USD, and GBP USD. All of these are the major pairs, guys. The DXY is simply the dollar. And I like trading those when it comes on a live account on CFDs. And I like using the DXY for confirmation. So I think I went over this about a month ago. When DXY, the dollar, is going up, everything with that starts with the dollar is going to be going, for the most part, up, right? Because it's leading. The dollar is still leading. Everything that ends with the USD is going to be going down. Type a 5 in the chat if that makes sense. And vice versa. If DXY is going down, then probably USD is going to be going down. And Euro USD might be going up. And I'm going to be more, more visual with you guys. Here it is. DXY. Right now, you know, it looks like we're going up right here. We might have a change of direction over here. So USD CHF might look very similar. There you go. Kind of similar. USD JPY, same thing. USD CAD, same thing. We're going up. We're having a small retracement right now with the dollar. And then you have NZD USD will be the opposite. We were going down now. We have the change of direction over here. AUD USD, same thing. Euro USD, same thing. So just so you guys have an idea. Now let me go ahead and mark this up. I like starting on the higher time frames. This is what I like to do. Higher time frames. Let me go ahead and delete everything in here. Okay. Me looking at GBP USD. We might see that we're started an uptrend. So let me drop to the 4-hour, see if I can find anything. This right here are equal lows. For me, this can be a target. I feel like the market can still drop lower. Let me look to the left. Okay. 1 hour. We can probably see a potential a potential sell in here. Let me drop to the 30-minute. Already happened here. We had this highs right here that were cleared out from this wick right here. And then what happened? Everyone got stop loss right here. Everyone that was selling. And then we changed direction and they reacted from here. So maybe we can see a possible sell in here in this zone. Now, which other pair correlates with GBP USD? It's going to be Euro USD. Give me a second. We have right here. Let me grab my fib from the swing high to the swing low. And for those that hopped on, when was it? Monday? Was it last Monday or 2 Mondays ago? I did go over how to use a fib. When we're looking for sales, we grab from the high to the low. And yes, we can use this swing high over here. But since the move that created a new low, it was this one, I'm going to go with this. So maybe potential sales in this. But let me go ahead and check Euro USD. It's not as clean. Let me see the 4-hour. Okay, this would clear everyone out. Okay, wait. Yeah. It's just all of this. It's more efficient. This is liquidity. All this trend line. So I'm gonna see what's good with this. Let me see AUD USD. Same thing. NZD USD. Okay. We were bullish. So what if also we can potentially get a potential buy in here? Let me see. Okay. Okay. Swing well. I'm not gonna grab a fib in here, but maybe we can look for some long positions in here with AUD USD. Just to keep on going out, follow the trend. And same thing is going to be with Euro USD. It's not as clean. There's an imbalance in here. GBP USD. Okay, this one has as well. Nice. What happened, Choco? Can you guys hear my dog? Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put an alarm in here and see price action with the other pairs. See this equal lows. I feel like this can be taken out, and then we can get this potential buy. So I'm gonna put an alarm around here for AUD USD. Now let me see a pair that I like marking up a lot. I know some of you guys did get on buys with dollar peso last time around here. And I know Josue, which shout out to you, bro, for getting that payout. The consistency for sure is there. And just like Gil said, we've seen you plugged in with J7, which is amazing. I'm still waiting lower, guys, on USD MXN for the swing buy. I feel like we can still get it. I know probably some people did get into this buy in here, but I feel like we can still drop lower. Looking at the weekly time frame, this right here, this is a trap candle in here. This last selling candle, this one right here. This is a trap candle, order block, or starting point, whatever you want to call it. And then as well, we do have an imbalance in here. This is a weekly time frame, like I said. If you guys see, we had equal lows in here. The market was downtrending and then went down, and then you know what? We were like, oh, never mind. Let's now keep on going up. Every tested this trap candle, and it made a nice push to the upside. And this happened in April last year. So, no, I mean 2 years ago, 2024. And then in May, that's when it retested. So we haven't gotten here. I feel like it can come and fill this imbalance. So this stop loss right here, it is a huge stop loss because we're looking at the weekly time frame. So when we're marking up on higher time frames, you don't want to enter with a big risk or like a bigger lot size or contracts if you're doing futures. Why? Because the stop loss is just big. What can happen little, since this is a weekly time frame, we can be down here for weeks. Literally, it can go up and can still play out. And then maybe after 5 weeks, even 7 weeks, we can probably start seeing this going up. But during that time, a lot of people can get very emotional here. And that is normal. I want you guys to picture this as if it was like the 5 minute or the 1 minute. Sometimes the mark is going to be in your entry, you know, for a couple minutes and then finally makes a push. But now imagine being mentally prepared to be in this for weeks. Maybe you're not going to be able to hold that drawdown for weeks because you're like, you know what, I feel like it's going to get your stop loss, and then it can happen where when it's going down here, you're like, damn, I think it's going to be going south. And then you pull out. And then it finally goes your way. And I don't know about you, but that's happened to me before. Where, yes, the emotions can get to you. So now, if you're trading, like I said, if you're trading at higher time frames, just, you know, trust your trade. If the setup is there, go ahead and take it. But this is something I'm looking for dollar peso. This swing play, I'm still waiting. I've been patient with it. A lot of you guys did get in this buy. Even Uner said, yeah, it's gone without you, bro. Keep on waiting. I'm like, well, I'm going to keep on waiting. I'm still waiting. I'm going to be patient. Let's see if it gets here or not. And if it doesn't, hey, it's fine. Let's just say the market creates a new high. It decides to just create a new high, then I'll be looking for a potential re-entry now to continue going higher. But I feel like this can be a nice swing play. I don't think we'll get below 16 pesos a dollar. Drop a 7 in the chat if that's making sense. And also, if any of you guys did drop anything on Discord or Telegram, please let me know. Or any pair you guys want me to cover. I'm going to be real quick because I know I'm going to pass it to Gil right now. And let's go ahead and talk about gold. in here as well. I know some of you guys love trading gold. Most of you guys love trading gold. And some of you guys did get into some buys in here. I know EJ did, right? So shout out to you guys. Now I'm waiting lower for this. Maybe I did go over this potential buy during I think last Monday, which it just literally gapped down on Sunday and then played out. So yep, this wasn't it, and that's totally fine. But maybe we can see the market come down here. We'll see what happens with gold. But I'm gonna be patient. I don't trade gold a lot. But then we have US 30. I know, shout out to the boy Vinny. He sniped all indices with the buys. I did mark this up, but it never came to my original entry that I was waiting for. I was waiting here lower. Here in the 15-minute, you can see this is the trap candle that it did play out from. Really good. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and open this door. There you go. He's gone. It reacted so nice to the upside that then it came again for another trade in here. I know Vinny was up with the same trade. But here's a big difference, and this is, you know, that me as a now been 5 years, like I'm still learning a lot. I'm always a student. He's someone that has been telling everyone, hey, test trade. What does test trade mean? If it gets to your zone, just go ahead and enter a smaller lot size. You don't have to go full risk with it. Why can't you test trade? Because what if it does play out? I was waiting lower and never came, so I never got into it. And then I did mark this potential re-entry, but I didn't put an alarm. So I did miss on this play again. I'm like, damn, bro, I just missed on this whole bag. It was some 1-19, right? Well, if I would have entered here, it would be a 1-10 because this was my original TP. So the thing about test trading, guys, is that you're going to go ahead and enter probably with a smaller risk, but you're in the trade. You're going to be inside of the trade, and there's nothing wrong with that. But let me know in the chat if that's happened to you, where you're like, I wanted to get lower, but it just left without me, and you're like, damn, I should have just entered. Well, this is why test trading helps. You can enter a test trade, and then you can look for another entry. And I'm going to be visual with you guys because some of you guys are like, well, what do you mean by test trade? So let's just say the market, you know, this is our signature buy for a lot of us. No, something like this. Right? We're going to be looking for potential buys around here. And then probably we want the sniper buy here on the previous support. Something like this. Now we want the market to do this. Give me a second. We want the market to come all the way down here, but maybe the market just comes here. This is where you can test trade. This is where you can test trade, guys. Because let's say you get into the buy, and if it doesn't come to your zone, that's fine. You're already in the buy, maybe with a smaller lot size, but let the market do a sting. Let the market do a sting, and then finally you have a more confirmation that we're going higher. Now you can enter again. So you entered here with a smaller risk. You test trade this, and then now you can look for a potential re-entry in here. Then you can drop, you know, maybe another 50% of your risk. Does that make sense? Let me know inside of the chat if that makes sense. Because if that's gonna happen to what happened to me, and I'm like, damn. That's the difference between executing and just marking up, being transparent, right? And I feel like I'm not the only one that probably was left without getting into those buys because they were really nice, really, really nice. Oil, it did go up here. Why? Because what happened over the weekend. So we're gonna see if it's gonna keep on dropping. Let's just say Trump finally, they do say, oh, like, you know what, we made another deal, like everything's good now, and everything's good, right? Let's say everything goes in the favor of the US, then I feel like we're gonna see oil dropping. A potential, just by doing technical analysis here with oil, we can see potential sales in here. You see how we had this highs in here. We did go higher over here. This is the trap candle. We can see potential sales in here with oil. I'm gonna put an alarm and see what's good. But other than that, guys, for indices, I'm gonna just be patient with it. I just want to see if Dow, can give us a nice buy to go ahead and go for the all-time high. But also depends on what's gonna happen during this week with the news. After that, we'll see. But tomorrow morning, go ahead and plug in with Nina, with all of our educators, and also for the freshman class, be tuned in. It's either Vinny or myself that is going to help you out with questions if you have any. And yeah, let's get it. Gil, are you there, bro? I'm gonna give it back to the man, the myth, the legend, Gil. He's gonna go over some important things. So guys, I need you guys to pay close attention to him. And then if you guys have any questions, go ahead and tag me inside of the chats, and I'm here to help you out. But with that being said, bro, take it away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nah, I appreciate you, bro, giving the setups for the week to the squad. Guys, put a fire emoji if you're set up for the week, right? Now that you've been able to see what Miguel went through and what he's looking for, I highly recommend to have that, and at the same time, like we're saying, hop on tomorrow sessions on Monday to really set out your week to get things going. Now, before I give you guys, what to really look forward to, and really what we're going to be always talking about from here on out. But before that, I want to go through a little bit of more of like the investing side. Now, put a 9 in the chat here on YouTube if you are currently creating your investment portfolio as well. If you're creating a portfolio in crypto or in stocks, this is more of the investing side. So not just trading, but investing. So put a 9 in the chat if you're also creating your portfolio while you're learning how to trade and mastering the skill of trading. One thing I say about investing is a little bit more passive. It's something that you can do while you're mastering the skill, and you can see potential opportunities without you even having to know much. And that is the beauty about having investing portfolio and also having a trading account. And you're learning the skill of multiplying while you're learning the understanding of investing, right? So when it comes to investing, I'm going to start with crypto real quick, and then stocks. We start with Bitcoin, right? We've been able to see now officially, the market is starting to wake up. And I start with Bitcoin because everything starts with Bitcoin. It's not saying that Bitcoin is the only investment that we're invested in. No. But even as Bitcoin as a whole being down, 40% is honestly a great opportunity, but right now I really am very curious on what this is going to do. I do like the fact that Bitcoin is just trickling up. If it just has a small wick and then goes up, we could see, it would have been different. But the fact that we're seeing it slowly start to wake up, I really like. Another thing that I've been breaking down on crypto and assets with my brother John Luke on Saturdays is this. I use something called RSI on the higher time frames. This is just supply and demand zones, and I can see that the price is pushing above the average, which is the EMA line right here, of this supply and demand zone. And every time it does that, so the last time we were here, just to give you guys perspective, the last time that we were doing this on this chart down here, we were here, and Bitcoin was here, right? So I really like this. This is a really good understanding for me. Now, it doesn't mean that now we're just bullish and it's going to keep going. We have to be very patient on what's going to happen, but there is a lot of opportunities for altcoins, and I'm very confident to at least start to getting in a little bit, not saying to full port your portfolio, but start to get some exposure. So for example, in something like Chainlink, same thing. We're crossing above. Last time I did that was here. And it stayed for a while, but then what happened? It went bullish, right? Right now, we're doing something very similar. The market is quiet. This happens quickly, fam. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know when it's going to happen. But one thing I do know is right now is a good opportunity to have exposure in the bigger altcoins. So the bigger altcoins like Chainlink, right now, anything under $10 is looking really good. Even if it comes lower, it's still a great opportunity with potentials of $25 and even $50, right? Then other ones like Aave. Aave is something that I position myself more in myself. I did that this weekend is in Aave. I really like the fact that not only has it not crossed yet, so that means it's lagging the other ones, but also the fact that it created a lot of volume. Big volume, small candle, big wicks, right? So it's creating volume. There's buyers wanting to come in. And this is, in my opinion, before moves like this can happen. And I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm just giving you examples on altcoins that I think are great opportunities. Now, another one that I think is looking pretty good is Kaspa. This was called out on the Zenrai Ideas app. If you guys don't have the app downloaded, download the app. Right now, it's broken above this supply and demand zone. I like the fact that it's just being quiet, right? It's lagging the other ones, but it's looking really well. Like, I really like how Kaspa is moving right now. Let me delete this. Even looking at, well, I can't look at the volume here, but just looking at this, I really do like. So you have bigger areas or something like Kaspa, but those are a couple that I like, even like something like Solana. I would want to see something lower in Solana, but even now under $100 is a steal. And in Ethereum, honestly, is a great steal, but I personally do like it coming at least maybe below 2,000 again. Personally, that's what I would want to see, but I'm getting exposure right now in things like Chainlink, Aave, Kaspa, these bigger ones. Now, all these other ones, good opportunities. Yeah, of course. Is ICP a potential? Of course it is. It's just a higher risk play. So if you have some money that you want to put on higher risk plays, ICP looks great. Really, a lot of the ones that we've been talking about, like Ondo, this looks really good as well. It's just been quiet. And I'm letting y'all know the smaller tokens, when they pump in times like this, they're just going to pump. Like, they're not going to tell anybody, right? They're not going to be like slowly. They're going to just happen. So you got to know your portfolio. So I'm not going to go too much into it today, but I highly recommend to watch the course on Zenrai that goes through it. We even have it on our website where we have like where to find it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you go to the graduation segment, we have the basics of creating your portfolio. Well, we have it on how to watch it on Zenrai, right? From Mike Sotero. Under the graduation segment, he has that. We have that course. So I highly recommend to go through that. Go through how to DCA using Zenrai Ideas. Go through how to start your portfolio. Already get this ready. Now, the next thing I want to transition to now is stock investing. Guys, I'm letting y'all know this is very, very eye-opening to me. Again, granted, I've been learning stocks for like only a year. I've been learning crypto for 5 years. So, investing, but different markets. But it's interesting to me that the NASDAQ has seen huge pumps, right? S&P, huge pumps. But when you look at the stocks are lagging. Yeah, there's been some pumps, but since the 30th, it hasn't been that crazy. For example, something like Netflix. I'll give you guys this gem. Recently, the Netflix co-founder is looking to leave the company. Interesting. In the normal world, that is negative news, right? Like, oh my God, that's bad. Well, guess what? That's what happened. The market went down because of this headline. But you know what the craziest thing is? Their earnings came out. Okay. And if you guys don't understand this, that's fine. I'm just giving you guys some stuff. The earnings came out and it's the highest it's been. The EPS, which not to make it too crazy, EPS is just the profitability of the company compared to other companies. So they're comparing it in the same sector. It's the highest it's been. The estimated was 0.76, but it came out at 1.3. It's the highest it's been. Look at the left. Look at these numbers. It's the highest it's been ever. 2021, 2022, 2026, right? Q1. It reported at the highest. So the numbers are looking amazing, but there's headlines now, right? There's headlines that are doing this. I personally really like Netflix under $100. This gap, I think this market will wake up, fill the gap, and then potentially keep going. I personally entered my first position in Netflix this weekend. Unfortunately, I was waiting for this and it never happened and it went without me. But I like the headlines. I like the earnings. They came out very positive. So that's really a good one. Now, another one that I've been talking about on the Discord is Disney. A lot of the movies have came out. A lot of the movies have been reported on what's coming out. A lot of ones are coming out this year as well. I want you guys to know Disney owns Marvel, okay? A lot of Marvel movies are coming out. I talked about this in the Discord here. Disney is pumping. I still think Disney has great opportunity. It's an A-rated stocks. It has great financials. If you do not know what I mean, go watch the intro to stock investing. Patrick Kenny has the best breakdown to finding the best companies. I'm telling you, it's here for you. So Disney, I really like. I wouldn't say now necessarily. If there's any pullback, I would be entering some more positions. But I really like Disney as a long-term play. It's been down here for a while, literally since 2021. Can it make a move, something like this in the next couple of years? Like, yeah, it could. So that's a bigger play. And then one last one I'm going to give you guys is a little bit more higher risk, higher reward is Paramount. Guys, Paramount is looking really good. It literally gave a pump out of the area that we were looking for. The UFC fight that they're going to be doing on Paramount, that's going to be at the White House, going to be a big thing. It's going to be happening in June. So many things are happening with Netflix and Paramount as the streaming entertainment is now transitioning to live streaming, which is on those platforms. Paramount is a great opportunity. So if you're looking for a stock that's like lower cost, bigger opportunities, like a quicker move, Paramount, I think, is a great play as well. But other than that, fam, I highly recommend to stay posted on the live sessions. You know, PayPal right now is looking amazing. Mike Totaro has been talking about this for ages, and we're officially up on PayPal right now. So, guys, there's so much opportunity. Like I told you guys, NASDAQ just made an all-time high. The stocks are lagging. All right, stocks are lagging. What's going to happen when the stocks start to wake up, when the economy starts to wake up? What's going to happen when the worst does end? That's when these things really go. Right now, this is what the world's still happening. That's wild to me. So just be positioned. Remember, investing can be more passive. Trading is more active. Be a part of the passive while you're being active and you're learning trading to maximize what you have here. But if you guys need anything from me or from Miguel, from the team, let us know. But with saying that, the last thing I want to close with today is actually that this September, and we're going to be talking about this every single week, this September, we have the next company convention going to be going on in Portugal, okay? I don't know if you guys know, but, you know, this is something that happens every single year. Last year was in the Bahamas, which was amazing. And this convention is the whole company coming together. We're going to have hundreds of people there. We're going to have all the educators, all the top leaders. We're going to have all of Powerhouse there. This is something that you want to save up for. This is something that you want to already have it on your calendar. This is somebody that you need to talk to family. You talk to family. You talk to who you need to talk to because this is only once a year. And if you're somebody that wants to be here long term, these are the events that keep you here because it's not just the information that is given, but it's the experience to being and talking with Zachary Hogan, with Nina that you've been watching for years or months or whatever, with people like Max Sotero. You get that real interaction and you get to see how real this is. And that's what inspired me 6 years ago when I first went to my first convention was in 2021, actually, because of all the COVID thing. But when I went to my first event, I was inspired, and not just inspired, I got to meet people that were actually living the life that I wanted to live. And that's what kept me going after so many years. So if you haven't yet, grab your ticket. It's literally in your back office. You go to your dashboard. It's this right here. Right now, tickets are 210 for GA. You know, if you want to get VIP, 250. I get VIP because you get extra things, you get cool stuff, and you get front row seats. But with saying that, fam, I'm super excited. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you're excited for Portugal. This is going to be the event of the year, the convention of the year. And I'm super excited to have all of Powerhouse together. We get a cool picture. We get to break bread together. We get to just talk about the next year and what things that we're doing. And I really believe that a lot of us are going to be up at this event as well. So it's going to be a great experience as well. So again, with saying that, I appreciate you guys for being on today's call. I'm excited for what's to come within Powerhouse. And like we say, the best is always yet to come. All right, fam. Peace.